All right, what is up? Whether you are a coach, whether you have your own agency, whether you are a sales rep for an agency, there is only one way to make more money. And everyone on the internet is telling you a fake answer because they're trying to sell you something that they know they can make money with easily. Every single person tells you that if you want to make more money, what you have to do is you need more leads. They always say, oh, you want to scale your business? Use my lead generation strategy, which is going to help you get 10 times as many leads. And then we hope and pray that the leads that you talk to are actually ready to buy your products. And the reason most of those programs fail, and I can know because I've used a lot of them and I've worked with a lot of coaches that use a lot of those programs as well. The reason those programs fail is because there's one thing they don't understand. They only look at marketing as I'm going to deliver you more leads, which never, ever, ever is enough. If you want to get more clients, we're talking about client acquisition. And client acquisition is a combination between sales and marketing, not just marketing alone. So every single person that tells you, I can help you scale your coaching business, I can help you scale your agency, I can help you make more money, they are only focused on one thing, which is the marketing. But the actual thing you need to be focused on is your conversion. At the end of the day, there's only one thing that matters, and that is how much are you converting based off the people you're talking to. It doesn't matter how many shots you take, which is marketing. It doesn't actually matter how many you convert if you don't take any shots. What does matter is how many shots do you make. And the way you can make more shots, sure, you can take more, but that means taking lower quality shots. Otherwise, you would be taking them already. If you actually want to make more shots, you just have to make sure that you get better at hitting the shots that you already get. Now, a little bit of proof around me showing that I know what I'm talking about. We have two businesses here that I've worked with in the past. As you see, one of them here is $767,000 from what we saw right there was March until July this year. So a couple months ago, where I was working with them, and they were able to do 400,000, as you see, in a single month after I helped them out, and you see their progression. And then the business on the left, I don't know why it's not refreshing, but from January 2023 until January 2024, we were able to do $684,500. And the reason we were able to do that is because what we're going to cover in this video. So if you actually want to make more money, the only thing that you have to do is make sure that you're implementing the correct strategies. So let's actually get into it. Cool. So the number one way to actually double your revenue as a coach, agency, closer, imagine John, right? John is doing $15,000 a month. But John wants to scale to $30,000 a month because his girlfriend keeps telling him that he should buy her Louis Vuitton bags, but with $15,000 a month, he's not making enough money to do so. So he wants to keep her happy because he doesn't want to be single. So this is the reason he wants to scale to $30,000 a month. He's been looking on YouTube. He's been looking on Instagram. He's following all these gurus that are telling him, to spend more money on ads and teach him some basic sales training where, no real sales call reviews. And all they're doing is, hey, just flood your calendar, work 60 hours a week and hope and pray that the shots that you're taking with my mediocre marketing system is going to help you make more money so you can finally make your girlfriend happy and you're not going to be single, John. Trust me. That's what they're trying to do, but that doesn't work. The only thing that actually makes you rich, and if you actually want to scale your business, and if you actually want to scale your business in a way that is sustainable, rather than having to work 60 hours a week or having to hire that many people that you're not even profitable at $30,000 a month, there's only one way to actually do so, and that is leverage. So what actually goes into a sale, right? John sells 3 people at $5,000, which every month gets him to $15,000 a month. In order to do this, he actually has to talk to 10 people because he has a close rate of 30%. So John sells 3 people at $5,000, which every month gets him to $15K. In order to do this, he has to talk to 10 people because he has a close rate of 30%, as we see right here. If he wants to double his revenue, he can do 2 things. He can talk to 20 people, forcing him to work twice as much and hope and pray that all the other factors stay the same, which it won't, because if you're talking to more people are going to be cold. So he can double his revenue. Or what can he actually do? And this is what I've done with the business that I showed before. He can double his close rate, allowing him to work as much, but make 2 times more. How about you go from working 40 hours a week, making $15K, to 40 hours, making $30K? You literally just doubled your effective output. There's only been one coach I've worked with that has invested in actual sales training prior to coming to me, Most coaches really believe that the mediocre sales training that they get and what actually goes into making a sale um, from some cheap program where the coach has only sold his own program is sufficient to get them to world class sales status. 60% close rate really is not impossible. 60% close rate really isn't impossible. Now, I know some coaches that are already closing at 60%, and their students are as well. And they claim they're great at sales, but they're simply selling a Lamborghini for $20,000. Of course, you're going to close a lot of sales in that situation because everyone wants that. So, as your sales improve, every time that we hit 60% close rate on average on our offers, we increase the price, we increase the revenue, go back up to 60, your revenue rises, your sales improve, and you basically repeat until you find a spot where you're closing at 40 to 50%, and your prices might have doubled from your initial position where you might be right now if you're saying, hey, Mike, I have a 60% close rate and I'm doing very well. So as your sales improve, you keep going better. There's nothing more profitable than higher conversion. If you have good conversion, you're going to be making money. So how do you actually double your close rate? Now, there's 3 steps to be actually able to do this effectively. One, pre-call indoctrination. What do you do before you talk to someone? Number 2, sales calls. So how do you improve your sales calls to make sure that you actually do better? And then number 3, post-call sequence. Upsells, follow-up sales, things like that. How do you make sure that you make more money from your existing clientele? But also people that you did not sell, how do you actually close them to make sure you make more money? Now in this video, we're actually going to focus on pre-call indoctrination because I believe that this is the number one easiest thing to fix to make you more money. Now, basically, there's a lot of times that people usually drop the ball when they book a call and they say, hey, I wish you a good day, talk to you Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, they're like, hey, do you have the Zoom link ready to go for our call? There's 3 things that you need to do, and there's one actually that I didn't mention here, which we're going to cover in a second. First, you have the 6 to 8 point touch point rule. On average, people need to be in contact with you 6 to 8 times to actually buy from you. Now, usually what a lot of people do is they have first initial contact, might be cold email, might be an advertisement, might be something like that. Then they have a little conversation, on DMs. If it's an ad, they might have a DM conversation, or people watch a webinar or anything like that, and then they have a sales call. So right there, we have basically 3 content touch points or 3 touch points before we offer someone the program. The proper way to do it is you have your first advertisement, then you go into your DM conversation, then you share content around what you offer, then you book a call, you have a pre-call video, which is disqualifying content, which we're going to cover again in a second, and then you have the sales call. So as you see, we have first ad, DM convo, shared content, booked call, pre-call video, and then we have a sales call. So that's 6 touch points that we already have compared to the 3 touch points that we had prior. Do you not believe that people are going to be that much more warmed up with you? And that's actually going to positively impact your conversion. Now, the extra touch points are going to build your expertise. It's going to get them to trust you more and feel like they actually know you. This is why oftentimes, people that have YouTube or organic content, like long form organic content, close rates on that are so much higher because people have been looking at your content. They're like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's good. I want to work with him because they already have that expertise. The other key item that you need to focus on is status delta. Now, a status delta is a concept from Nick Cosman. I'm not going to claim like I invented this concept because I did not, but I do know how to leverage it, in my opinion, better than pretty much anyone else for just, the high ticket space. It is the difference in perceived authority and competence between a business and its prospects. It emphasizes the importance of establishing credibility and trust in a competitive market where prospects are often skeptical due to past experiences with false claims. So when we're talking about the coaches that you maybe have seen that are saying like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to make, I'm going to double your coaching business because I'm just going to implement some magical ad strategy, which obviously doesn't work. That's a negative past experience. If you're an e-commerce coach, you know how many scams are out there. If you run a marketing agency, people know how many scams are out there as well. And you constantly talk to people saying, oh, I used to work with a marketing agency in the past and they were trash, right? So how do you actually increase status delta? A business can actually enhance their authenticity and credibility through several strategies. And I got 5 strategies right here. Number 1, unique value proposition. Position your offerings away from common desired results to appear more authentic. However, this requires a well crafted sales process and effective marketing education. Example is this video. That's literally what I'm doing right here because I am making a bold claim saying that if you actually want to scale your business, marketing is not the way. It is sales and it is actually conversion based marketing, not just engagement based marketing, right? Two, logical risk reversals. For example, case studies, showing people what you've done, showing people from marketing agencies, case studies are amazing. Showing people what you have done, showing people what has failed in the process. This is so important. When you make a case study, not if, everyone has to make a case study. Talk about what went wrong and how you fixed it. This is the number one thing that shows your expertise. Everyone can have a system, but what happens when you get punched in the mouth? You know, Mike Tyson said it. Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth or something like that. Probably butchering the quote, and he will look at me, find me tonight, and beat me up. Cool. Number three, job application positioning for CTAs. This only works when you have a little bit of status. This doesn't work with super cold audiences or if you're doing outreach because it would be weird. But for inbound, this is extremely effective. Like a job application, invite prospects to see if they qualify for your program. I do this with one coach. He's an e-commerce coach, and it's such an amazing system. Rather than having people book a call right away after filling out the application, they fill out the application, and already in the beginning, we let them know this. So people fill out the application in truth. What we do is basically what we say is we're going to review your application over the next 24 to 48 hours. You will hear back from us. If you don't hear back from us, that means that you're not qualified right now. This is so powerful. And the reason this is so powerful is because this literally makes people feel, and it's actually the truth, but this literally makes people feel as if there's some sort of exclusivity to the program because not everyone qualifies. There's multiple things that we look at to make sure that you actually do. Of course, it's finances, it's motivation. But this, for coaches, for agencies, if you're doing inbound marketing, this is so powerful. Number four, layered marketing, which is what I spoke about before. Introduce multiple touch points between your business and prospects. Use team members to create video content, educational material, and positive testimonials from other business owners to create social proof and create FOMO. And then number five, genuine scarcity. Promote authentic scarcity in your offers without resorting to dishonesty, echoing the principle of ethical marketing. That comes back to the job application like call to action. Promote authentic scarcity. So basically, that is like we don't accept every single person in our offer, you know, blah, 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 things like that, right? When you combine this collectively enhances your credibility to a massive degree in your offers without having, you know, to work more, without having to use a lot more marketing tactics that don't work and hope and pray that your Instagram follower ad is going to make you money. So this is exactly what I'm doing here. Like I mentioned before, I'm not speaking to what everyone says, but I'm speaking the truth. Little example here. I didn't create this myself. I found this on the internet, but I fully agreed with it. And this is what a lot of coaches do, right? They give you a basic answer that everyone gives you, which is use this guide to get more leads, right? Which is easier to get engagement because everyone likes it. Then you have, but it's more difficult to stand out. So this is why you see a lot of those coaches, they're all doing, you know, 50 to 60,000 a month, and they get stuck there because they can't stand out because everyone talks about the same shit. So it is never going to work. Now, then you have the medium step, which is where you start talking about what's actually going on. And then if you push to the far right, which is, you know, if you want to get more healthy, workout plan is one, but slave schedule is the real thing. Easier to sell, but you're going to get less attraction. What you see a lot of these content coaches talk about as well is like, and this is people that teach organic Instagram marketing. It doesn't work because they teach you how to get followers. They teach you how to get views, but you don't want views. You want conversion. You want to make money. You want to make money. And it's way easier to be properly educated, talk about good, and we actually make more money with our clients when we started doing this, is when you talk about a little bit more complex ideas, now you attract buyers rather than curious people. When you talk about easy ideas, when you talk about, hey, follow my Instagram because you're going to learn how to make 1,000 followers a week, is like, oh, everyone wants that, right? That's interesting. but there's no real complexity behind it. People don't trust you. People don't understand what's going on. So what you actually want to do, and this is how you actually make money, is you talk about more complex ideas. You talk about how to actually fix shit, which is what I'm doing right here. You talk about what people actually need to do to make money rather than just kind of talking about air so they think that you can help them make money. And that's pretty much how you increase status delta, which is actually showing your expertise and talking about the truth rather than talking about what people want to hear. When this video gets 200 views, I'll be happy because those are 200 people that are looking at this video wanting to learn rather than 5,000 people, and I can make a video that gets 5,000 views, but rather than 5,000 people who are just looking for some entertainment and feel good mental masturbation. And then last but not least, this is actually extremely important, which is disqualifying. Disqualifying is the easiest way to get people to love you. When you disqualify people in your sales process, what's going to happen is one, you're going to talk to less people. All right. And then point number 3, last but not least, is going to be disqualifying. Disqualification and disqualifying attitude in your sales process is the most important thing. So you're going to be talking, and this is something that you might notice. There's pretty much 4 people you talk to at all times. And I wanted to use my sketch pad because I wanted to talk about this live. You're going to have, and every single point here, let me see how am I going to do this. Every single point here is 25% of the people that you're talking to. So this is 25, this is 25, this is 25, this is 25. It's all 25% of your market that you're talking to. And pretty much, if you don't do a good job of qualifying, you'll never be able to move past a 50% close rate. It's impossible unless your offer is so cheap that it just doesn't make sense for anyone. But in general, you're never going to be passing 25 or 50% close rate if you don't talk to this. So the level number 1 that you're going to be talking to is you're going to be talking to people who just don't care. They just don't care about you. They just came there because they were curious. And actually, these are the people that when you're like, hey, what attracted your attention or what motivated you to take this call? And they say, oh, I don't really know. I mean, I guess I just like what you did. This means you didn't use disqualification in your sales assets. Then you have 25% of people who are curious, very tough to sell to. Then you have 25% of people who are interested. And this is why you often see if you're not happy with your close rate on an offer, it's about 20 to 25%, because then you're talking to these people who are hot. And a lot of people think that they don't talk to hot people at all. And I'd like to challenge that idea, because when you don't use disqualifying sales assets, the people who are hot are going to feel like the people who are just interested. That's what it's going to feel like. So this is something you don't sell to when you don't have disqualifying sales assets and you don't establish status delta. When you start to leverage sales assets, what's going to happen? The people who just don't care, when you use disqualifying sales assets, right? And this is marketing messaging saying, for example, if you're not serious about actually growing your business, don't book a call. It's totally fine. Which is, it sounds simple, but saying this in a proper way, not just saying it as a tactic, but saying it as the truth, is going to disqualify these people. If you're actually not serious in investing yourself to grow your business, don't book a call, because it's not going to make sense anyway. I'm just trying to save your time here. These people are not going to book a call. So that means that these people are left, which is going to increase, obviously, because now this becomes 100% of the people you talk to. It's going to increase your close rate on people that show up. It's going to help you waste less time. But also what's going to happen when you do that is the people who are hot, the people who are interested, and actually the people who are curious, they move up one step. And the reason they move up one step is because you're direct and you're honest. And because you're direct and you're honest and you're disqualifying people, the people who are qualified, they're automatically going to feel more qualified. They're automatically going to feel like this is something that can actually help them, because they're falling in those regions. For example, saying in your content, I only help people who are doing $20,000 a month, who are looking to scale to $50,000 a month or more, who have tried XYZ method and have realized that didn't work for them, and who understand that it costs a lot of work. The people who fit that criteria are automatically going to realize that you are the actual person. This is why being specific is so important. A lot of people don't want to be specific because they're so scared to disqualify people who may buy their program, that they never understand that when you focus on the people who do want to buy your program, and when you focus on this 75% that you got right here, and that you're actually going to make them hotter by just disqualifying the people who don't fit your product, who don't fit what you do. Just to wrap everything up, disqualifying is going to help you make more sales, and it's actually going to help you book more calls, because the people who are curious but actually fall within the people you can actually help, where before they were like, I'm not sure, so just to be sure, I don't book a call. Now they're like, I think I'm sure, so let me book a call to be 100% sure. So one, you're going to get more bookings. You're going to get like a little V. Your bookings are going to become less when you start using it. And then after about 2 to 3 weeks of doing this, your bookings are going to become more, because the people who are curious are seeing the new you and they're starting to book calls. And the people who are just time wasters, that 25%, they're not going to book calls anymore. Using those three strategies, pre-call is going to help you increase your close rate 20-25%. So you probably go from 20 to 35, 40, something like that. And it's going to help you scale. Now, if you want more of this content, leave a like, because that's what I base proper stuff of. Leave a comment. Definitely subscribe, because I'll be posting more, so that way you'll actually stay up to date. And you actually learn how to actually grow your business, rather than to probably grow your business by getting a couple more leads. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.